I would like to move that we make an adjustment to this mid-year adjustment, and that we keep all the expenses that go directly towards direct classroom instruction, and we completely remove everything else. And with that money, I would like to fund board contributions to the TSA with the rest of that money.
Second, I think it's always worth us discussing what our opportunities are here.
Moved by Mr. Jester, second by Mr. Orson. Is there any discussion?
Shall I give a rationale? All right. Thanks, Mr. Chair. So, back in 1979, we passed a resolution. The school district, has said that we, and the amount that would have required for us to participate in Social Security, in order to get out of Social Security, we will fund an alternate to that Social Security. Furthermore, we said that we will give a 2-year notice to the employees before reducing or terminating those funding provisions. In July 27th of 2009, we gave about a 5-minute notice, and we completely got rid of the board-funded TSA's contributions. And I think it would be prudent for us to use what we said was going to be non-classroom expenses and put that back into classroom expenses by immediately going back to TSA board contributions. Thank you.
Our attorney, Mrs. Bryan.
Mr. Board Chair, I would recommend that we table further discussions of this while we have litigation pending on this matter.
I don't see where this affects. As a matter of fact, I could have sworn in previous meetings we said that by doing this it would not affect existing litigation.
Mr. Chairman, we discussed this before and agreed to that we would not be moving forward with discussing. And I think that if we have attorneys and we're not going to listen to them, then why do we have attorneys? And then why are we here? And we did discuss this before, and it has come up, and we agreed to do just what they're asking us to do. And we've got to stop letting this board run away with things and do whatever it wants to do and how it wants to do. If we're not going to listen to the attorneys, we don't respect the staff and the administration, then why are we here? And I will no longer be a part of this consistent tyranny here to just disrupt everything that's going on. This is an educational system. We're not here in a court of law, and we need to stop it.
We have a, we have a, you made an amendment.
I think Mr. Orson's next.
Okay, go ahead. Mr. Orson.
So a couple of things, because as I said, I second it because I think all these matters are always worth discussing. We did receive contradictory advice at our previous meeting from your firm that said that it would not, or actually not from your firm. I got to clarify. It was from the firm handling the case, from Sutherland, sorry. But Sutherland did give us advice that it would not have an impact on their pursuit of that litigation. So I'm a little sort of stuck here because you're giving us advice, which I respect, and the firm handling the case gave us different advice in the pub. And so
My concern is that I can't gauge where the discussion is going to go. And I think it would be safer to reserve the matters for executive session, and then if we determine that it's not a matter for executive session, that it's better for open, then we can certainly
okay, that's fair. Okay, I didn't understand in the context of that comment. So I'll keep my comments general and not to the matter. I think it is part of our function. You know, one of our plenary authority and responsibilities as a board is over budget matters. It's an extension of policy. And I understand and appreciate, Dr. Morley, your support of the administration's position, and that is well respected. But it is our job as a board. We only have a few essential functions, and the budget is one of them. And I think any board member here, on any matter as it regards to the budget, and particularly when we are reconsidering and changing the budget in some way, has the right to suggest a course we follow, and I think we need to respect that. We're not always respecting that, and this board as a body may decide that the priorities established by the administration are the one they choose to support, and that's perfectly fine. They may slightly alter them. We may end up altering them, as we've seen in the course of discussion by the nurses' discussion, that may change it. I think I would encourage this body as a body politic to focus on the merits of the recommendation and not on the process of whether people make a recommendation, which I think is within the ambit of their authority and their responsibility. I think we will be more effective. And I respect that you may disagree with Mr. Jester's suggestion, and I think that's a legitimate, those are why you come down to priorities and you have a discussion about them. But I think we're on a dangerous path here if we make suggestions that people shouldn't in the first instance engage in the discussion and the conversation, because I think we are then failing to exercise our duty as the governance body with primary responsibility over the budget.
We want to make sure that we follow Robert's rules in this order and as well as protocol. But there's several things that we really should consider at this point, and since we have made it a legal matter, maybe the best time to discuss this would be in a legal situation, and not necessarily the vote, but at least discuss it from a legal standpoint, so that we will not be putting issues out to the public right now that may harm the school system rather than help the school system in that regard. We also had addressed earlier and asked the superintendent to address all of the legal matters relative to saving funds and things of this nature. So in terms of we need to address whether or not to consider this recommendation, and we have had a discussion on it. Maybe we need to vote to table. I would suggest that we table it until we have an opportunity to discuss it in an executive session, not whether or not we should or should not do it, but whether we should table it until we discuss it in executive session.
Well, perhaps I could just remove the motion in general.
Okay, well, but we can always take it up in executive session if that's what you want to do.
I'm not confident that we could come to a resolution today.
Oh, no, it won't today, but
Right, so I would like to
just remove
remove
that.
that.
That